Okay, so I'm here to share a little bit about what it's been like to follow the paleo diet while being pregnant. Um, it has definitely not always been super easy, and I haven't been as I guess committed or as strict, as you would say, as I normally am with my diet. I'm giving myself a little bit of leeway and grace, during this time. I know, things are strange during this time. So just do what I can to make the best out of it and stay as healthy as I can. Okay, so I know some of you may be wondering why even try to stay on the paleo diet. Why not just eat whatever you want? Well, for me, I originally started the paleo diet just to, one, be healthier. If you haven't watched my video about why I chose paleo, go check that out. But I had just some of my lab work that wasn't so great that I wanted to make sure I got under control. And also I have some digestive problems that really help whenever I eat paleo. So I actually feel much better even while I'm pregnant when I follow the paleo diet. And mainly I think it's the grains, as I stay away from the grains. Those really help with the bloating and making me feel less full, which during this time can use all the help I can get in that area to make myself not feel as full and tight in your stomach. So that is kind of why I wanted to continue with the paleo diet as much as I can. So in the beginning of my pregnancy, well, very first, it was easy. I didn't know, before you really know you're pregnant, I was just increasing my snack intake, but it was all still my normal food, which was actually why I realized that I may be pregnant whenever I started really wanting to snack more and more, and I was eating a ton of fruit. So, anyway, after morning sickness started, which if you don't have morning sickness, that is wonderful for you. I unfortunately get nausea very bad whenever I'm pregnant and really bad food aversion. So there was a very small number of things that I could tolerate eating. And unfortunately, not much of that was on the paleo diet. I really did not want any kind of meat or vegetables, and only about 3 or 4 types of fruit that I could stand to eat. Other than that, it was very, very plain. I just wanted bland food with not much flavor. So, and knowing, that this was going to be a short-term situation, I did just kind of let myself have what I needed during that time. I tried to, not have just bread as my source of, my bland carbs. A lot of times I'd have just like plain mashed potatoes, things like that, though at least I felt like I wasn't just eating bread. But, I was just trying to do what I could to get through that time. And then afterwards, after the nausea started going away and I could start tolerating more foods again, then I went back to basically following my normal paleo diet and cut back out all of the foods that I shouldn't be eating, because I all the things on the paleo diet are healthy foods, they're real foods, so it's not like I'm missing out on the nutrients that are needed for a baby. Along with taking, prenatal vitamin every day with all of the supplements that you need, then I feel comfortable that my baby is getting all of the nutrients that it needs for healthy development, because there's really nothing, needed that you're cutting out on this diet. And so I was able to get back on it, follow, the normal diet, and I was feeling much better after that. And Even though during my time of nausea and morning sickness, I did continue to exercise. I have made it a point to, make my daily workouts consistent, and I still, even to this point, continuing, even though it's getting a little bit harder and harder. But I did make it a point. I wanted to, be as healthy as I could this pregnancy. And part of that is not just the diet, it is keeping active and keeping a routine for exercising, which for me consists of running or jogging, and I do a lot of body weight strength training too. And like I said, it's changed now. Now my jogs are very slow jogs or walks, and my strength exercises are a little bit more modified as we go along, but you do what you can and just stay as active as you can and modify as you need. In the beginning you'll be able to do everything that basically just like normal, and it just gets a little bit harder and harder as you go. But I was very committed to not wanting to use my pregnancy as an excuse to be lazy or, to be less active. I know with my first pregnancy, I, kind of gave myself that excuse, and it was so much harder whenever I wanted to get back into being active. So this time I made it a point to stay consistently active, keep up my workouts, because I knew that the farther on you go, the harder it gets. So the more active you stay throughout your whole pregnancy, the easier it will be, and the easier it will be to pick back up after baby's born. So that was one of my goals, and I feel like I'm doing okay with it right now. And the diet, I as I've gotten back down to the third trimester, towards the end of my pregnancy, I'm still most days following my paleo diet, but I do give myself a little bit of leeway. If there's something that I'm really, really wanting, then I'll give myself, the grace, or to have, a little bit of something that I shouldn't now and then, if it's one of those items that I wouldn't normally eat, but I'm just really feeling like I want it for whatever reason. Why your body tells you crazy things. And usually I don't give in to a craving right away, because sometimes they go away. So I usually wait, sometimes days, and if it's still persisting after a few days, then sometimes I'll just go ahead and give in and have a little bit of it. And I feel like that's worth it every once in a while, and I don't feel too bad if it's something with grains in it that would normally make me feel bloated. Usually just like one serving I do okay with, but if I have it consistently, I'm gonna feel terrible, and I know that, so I don't let myself do that. All right, so that is where my journey's at with following my paleo diet during pregnancy. So if you're in the same boat, or you're just curious, you can do it. Again, I would say if you're kind of like me and you don't have to stick to it strictly, give yourself a little bit of leeway whenever you feel like it, but just don't let yourself go completely back to eating things that aren't really great for you. So try to be as consistent and as healthy as you can. And if you need that reminder that it's not just for you, it's for your baby, you're doing what, you're keeping healthy foods in your body for your growing baby. Because sometimes we won't do it for ourselves, but we will do it for our others, especially our children. So I hope that was helpful, or just gave you a little bit of information. Anyway, go check out my other videos if you need some more information on the paleo diet, or my website also at improvingmommy.com. And make sure you subscribe to my channel and you'll get some other updates, and hope to see you around. Bye.